Today, we're not just going to look at spec sheets, no. We're here to witness a silent war, a kind of mythological battle for who gets to rule the dirt. We're going to chronicle the rise of these new electric titans and the epic clash of their off-road clans.
Just listen to this. That's how a brand new challenger was described when it stormed onto the scene. I mean, that's basically a declaration that a whole new era of power has arrived, a level of force you might even call godlike. And that, right there, sets the stage for a conflict where legends get forged and old hierarchies just get completely shattered.
You've got to understand, this isn't really just about machines. It's about warring philosophies. Every single bike we're about to look at, it represents a different creed, a whole different idea of how to conquer the trail. It's really a contest of ideas, just written in torque and kilowatts.
So, at the very heart of this whole conflict, you've got two dominant clans, two opposing forces whose designs, their very DNA, represent a fundamental disagreement on the art of war.
Okay, so on one side, you have the heavyweight Shogun, and the poster child for this is the Zero FX. It's the established power, disciplined, durable, it's even street legal, and it's built for those long campaigns. It carries its power with the authority of a general. And then, on the other side, you have the hyper-light Oni. This is the clan of E-Ride, E-Watt, and Ventus. These things are explosive, unbelievably agile demons of power to weight, and they value chaotic, lightning-fast speed above everything else.
But, looming above both of these clans, there's another class entirely, the Kaiju. We're talking about mythical beasts like the Stark Varg and the Bonail 902. These are the legends, the ultimate powerhouses whose sheer force can literally reshape the battlefield. They're the benchmark that all other titans are measured against.
To really understand these clans, we have to put them through 3 trials. And the first trial, it's all about pure, unadulterated strength, a test of monstrous power.
And right away, the sheer scale of power here is, well, it's staggering. The Kaiju, that Bonail 902, it exists in its own dimension at 65 kilowatts. But look closer at our main clans. The heavyweight Shogun, the Zero FX, commands a really potent 34 kilowatts. And yet, some of the hyper-light Oni, like the E-Watt 2.0 at 30 kilowatts, are wielding a power that just seems to defy their small size. And this is where peak power starts to tell only part of the story.
Here we go. This is where we see how that power is actually delivered, and it perfectly illustrates the two philosophies. The Zero FX Shogun unleashes a colossal 78 foot-pounds of torque. That's instant, mountain-moving force. It's built for hauling and just relentless climbing. But look at its weight. At 275 pounds, it's a true heavyweight. The Oni, on the other hand, like the 152-pound Ventus, they trade that raw torque for an absolutely incredible power-to-weight ratio. They are basically rocket ships, designed for explosive agility, not brute force pulling power.
So raw power might win you a quick skirmish, but it takes endurance to win a war. Which brings us to our second trial, a test of unending stamina.
Now, in the contest of just raw energy reserves, there is no dispute. The heavyweight Shogun, the Zero FX, is carrying a massive 7.2 kilowatt-hour battery. That is a deep war chest, more than double the capacity of many in the Oni clan, who are typically carrying somewhere between 3 and 4 kilowatt-hours. So on paper, the Shogun's victory here looks absolute.
But on the battlefield, the story changes completely. In a real-world track test, a surprising victory emerges. The Arctic Leopard, one of those Oni warriors, actually achieves the longest range at 35 miles, outlasting all its lightweight rivals. So the warrior with the biggest energy reserve doesn't win the endurance trial. What's going on here?
Well, it's what we're calling the paradox of stamina. You see, the Shogun's great strength and its heavy armor, that 275-pound mass, it just requires immense energy to move around. The Oni, however, is a master of efficiency. Its lightweight and nimble frame allow it to just dance across the terrain, conserving energy where the giant is just burning it. It's proof that cunning and efficiency can absolutely outlast brute force.
All right, power and stamina have been tested. The final trial is one of movement, of spirit. This is the test of ghostly agility.
275 pounds. That is the weight of the Shogun. It's the grounded, commanding presence of a full-size motorcycle, and it's built with purpose and real durability.
152 pounds. That is nearly 125 pounds lighter. This is the weight of an Oni. It's a phantom-like presence that feels more like a bicycle than a motorcycle. designed to be thrown and flicked and maneuvered with what feels like impossible ease.
And this fundamental difference in weight, it defines their entire purpose. The Shogun's mass gives it some really unique capabilities. It's street legal, it can carry heavy payloads for long missions, and it can even ford water up to a meter deep. It's a versatile warhorse. The Oni's lightness, though, provides a totally different kind of mastery. We're talking unmatched agility in technical terrain, a flickable nature that just dominates in rock gardens where the Shogun would definitely struggle. And of course, your own size and style will completely change which of these weapons feels like an extension of your body.
Okay, the trials are complete. The strengths and weaknesses of the clans have been laid bare. So now, the Rider's Codex is written. It's time for you to choose your champion based on your mission.
First up for the long-range operator. You're the rider who needs to patrol, scout, or maybe haul gear across all sorts of terrain, both on-road and off. For you, the choice is clear. Your champion belongs to the heavyweight Shogun clan. The Zero FX, with its massive torque and unmatched battery, is the ultimate utility weapon.
But what if you are the technical Enduro rider? The warrior who just thrives in the chaos of single-track, gnarly rock gardens and treacherous climbs? Well, then your allegiance lies with the hyper-light Oni. The Arctic Leopard gets a ton of praise for its planted, stable feel, while the E-Ride Pro SS 3.0 is hailed as maybe the best all-around bike for its perfect balance of nimble power and predictable handling.
And finally, for the Power Seeker, the rider who craves nothing but the most extreme, absurd, face-melting performance. Your path leads to two champions. Within the Oni clan, the Ewat 2.0 is your weapon. It's a complete lunatic of a bike with an absolutely insane power-to-weight ratio. But if you seek the power of a true god, you have to look to the legendary Kaiju, the 87-horsepower Banal 902.
So, the clans have been defined, the trials are complete, and the codex has been written. The only question left is for you. Your mission is set. Which beast will you unleash?